Well, apparently we're live. Let me just put another tab over here. What have we done here now? There we go. There we go. I've got another page open there now. So, yes, welcome along. 2 people, 3 people watching, 1 thumbs up. Here we go. Who have we got? Who's going to say hello first? Good evening, Paul R. How are you? Who else have we got? Anybody else? 4 people watching now. We'll let a few people get in and then we'll... Lee Kerry, welcome along, Lee. How are you, sir? Anybody else for anybody else? Megan, there she is. Hello, Megan. How are you? 7 people. 7. Oh, it's gone down to 6. Somebody didn't like it. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, my back's a bit sore at the minute. 6 people. I hope everybody's not coming down with COVID-19. Deary me. Yes, Megan, you're absolutely right. It is all that IKEA building. Yeah. I built 2 that day. I didn't film the second one. The second one I did even faster. Very easy piece of furniture to build, that one. So thankfully. And they're just at the side of me here, at the end of the bed. We've got them at either side of the bed here, so just over here. Yeah, makes all that back toilet paper. I seen the women fighting in Australia in the supermarket over the toilet roll. That was very funny. And it's surprising, actually, the number of place shops here in the UK, well, here even in Helensburgh, that have just sold out of toilet paper. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Young Kyle, hello, Kyle. How are you? That's well. I went out yesterday, Saturday. I went out yesterday morning with my daughter. We went into Dumbarton and we got a pack of toilet roll there. One of the shops that we went to that we normally go to was completely sold out, but we went to a shop that was just over the road and they had loads in there, which seemed strange. And but yeah, it's unfortunately people just been far too idiotic. Young Kyle says Waitrose, there's only a few packets left. Hey Kyle, that's the least of Waitrose's problems at the moment, I think. Yeah, Lee Kerry, dock leaves. Aye, that's what they used to use back in the day. Yeah, hand sanitizer here as well, Megan. It's gone crazy. I noticed on eBay people were selling 100 ml bottles of hand sanitizer, and people were buying it for £9.99, which is just ridiculous. There's one guy that had sold over now then he'd sold I can't remember what it was. It might have been 3 100 ml bottles that he was selling, and he'd sold over 1,000 of these as packages for I think it was 18.99, something like that. So in essence, after fees, I worked it out. After fees, he's made about £10,000, which is at one hand, it's absolutely insane, but on the other hand, it's like, you know what? If people are going to be idiotic about this, then there's going to be people out there that are going to make a profit off it. Yeah, it's crazy, but it is what it is. And in any situation, there will always be somebody there ready to make a profit. That's the way the world works, unfortunately. Yeah, well, I mean, the fact is that you don't even need to be using hand sanitizer. You just need to wash your hands on a regular basis, really. And at the end of the day, as sad as it might seem, the virus is in effect only affecting people of a certain age, usually elderly people, and people that have underlying health problems in the first place. I know one of the people that died here in the UK. We've had 2 deaths here in the UK. Obviously, nothing in comparison to some other places, but yeah, one of the people that died here in the UK was an elderly person, and they'd in the last couple of weeks they'd been in and out of hospital with other health issues. So in effect, it's hello, Southern Searcher. Yeah, it's in effect it's people with compromised immune systems that are at the highest risk. The rest of us, me, you guys, young Kyle there, we'll just at the worst we'll have it, and we might have some flu symptoms, but other than that, it's not going to kill young healthy people. That's just not the way it works, and it sounds terrible to say it, but that's the way it is. So that's COVID-19 covered for this episode. And believe it or not, some people are that idiotic, they are that dumb, that they refuse to buy Corona beer. Can you believe that? Corona beer. Ridiculous. Well, sorry, Megan's asking if Southern Search has any toilet roll for sale, and he says no, but he's not stockpiling. Do you know what? We were having the discussion in our house there the other day, and the issue that we get to is that you have the idiot people that go out and panic buy items, and then they're clearing the shelves so that people that are not panic buying can't get anything. So they're forcing people that don't want to panic buy into going out and buying more of an item, not specifically panic buying it, but buying it because they're scared there's going to be none left. So in essence, they're panicking because other people are panicking, and unfortunately, it's like a domino effect. Well, that's what it seems to be. Anyway, it's gone from hand sanitizer to antibacterial wipes. We're now going on to toilet paper. Obviously, Australia places are running out completely. Some of the supermarkets here in the UK, they're limiting the number of packets of pasta that people can buy. Pasta, why pasta? And so on and so forth. And these things, all it does is forces people that are trying to be sensible about this. It forces them into having to go out wider and buy products or doubling up on the product that they might have bought because they can't get the product in the first place. And it's a terrible, terrible circle because people prefer to be complete idiots at the end of the day. Bob Marley in the house. Irie Bob. Yeah, well, this is it. Yeah, I'm looking back through the comments here, and young Kyle says that again, this is a statistic that I looked at there the other day. Now it's a statistic from 2018, but it's literally the same every year. And the statistic is that worldwide, the ordinary flu, standard flu, which I've had before, my wife Pam's had before, that kills between 200,000 and 650,000 people every year. Now, that's every year without fail. The flu kills between 200,000 and 650,000 people. But yet, nobody tells us to, nobody needs hand wash. Nobody needs mountains of toilet paper for that. But yeah, it's a crazy world, unfortunately. Yeah, Megs again says aloe vera and chemist alcohol will make hand sanitizer. Yeah, simple as that. Maybe I should start producing it. Might sell better than some of the stuff I've tried to sell on eBay. Yeah, like I say, Kyle, people will pick and choose what they tend to listen to, and how overexcitable they'll tend to become over certain subjects, and it's crazy. There's just absolutely no need for it. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, other news from me. I was meant to go detecting with Simon yesterday, but I didn't. It literally poured down. Simon was supposed to come up here, but when I woke up in the morning, it was absolutely pouring down with rain, and I thought I'll give it a couple of hours because the low tide wasn't due until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I gave it till about lunchtime, and it was still pouring down with rain. So yeah, we called it a day on that, which is unfortunate because I've not been out for a while. Actually, this weather just seems to be getting worse and worse again. And yeah, in other news, I was down the street this afternoon. I went out to get some vegetables for dinner, and I stopped in the pub, had a couple of pints, but as I was walking home, I saw on the seafront, I saw police cars and stuff. So I sort of had a nosy, had a walk along the seafront, and on the beach, there was a speedboat washed up, a rather nice speedboat as well, lovely big engine on the back of it. But yeah, the police were aware, and I think they were retrieving removable items from the boat for the owners until the owners could get there and pick the boat up. I don't know whether it's still there at the moment. The tide was out at this stage, so yeah, so that was a little bit of excitement down the street there today. Yeah, hopefully. Well, I mean, the weather at the moment is it's been saying that it's going to be raining all this week. Let me have a look at the forecast. Yeah, it's got rain for every day of the week. A bit of sleet on Thursday, but for every other day of the week, it's down as rain. So I might, if it calms down enough, if it's not too heavy, I might get out onto the farm and do a bit of bottle digging this week. I'll see what I can do, because I know you guys keep asking me about bottle digging, and I want to get back into it. And yeah, so we'll see what's happening anyway, because I can only go with the weather, really. Southern Searcher, that's crazy. Oh dear. Young Kyle went beachcombing at the eroding dump. Where's that? Where's that, Kyle? Is that where I think it is? Is that a bit further down the Clyde towards Bowling that way? Yeah, very much cabin fever. It's the worst thing when you're trapped indoors constantly. That's why I went out today. I actually walked down the street, put my jacket on, and took my phone, put my headphones on, and listened to the radio as I walked into Helensburgh. And I thought I'll have a couple of pints before I get the vegetables for dinner. And then as I was walking back, like I say, I stopped to see the boat washed up, and then it absolutely poured it down with rain. I mean, literally, I was getting so wet I had to run into another pub. It was crazy. Oh yeah, I know the place, Kyle. Yeah. Tell me, Kyle, did you find loads of bottles just laying on the beach there? Yeah, Lee Kerry. Yeah, indeed. Do get your 17-foot high tide. Certainly get your camera out and get some footage. Every time there's a storm here now, I take the camera out because the videos do quite well actually. You do get quite a few views on them. So and it's always interesting to see it from a different perspective, a different part of the country as well. So. Oh, very good, young Kyle. This is just orange juice with water. So yeah, that's all I've got to tell you this week. I can't think of anything else. What I've been doing, what I've been watching this week, not a lot really. I watched a film there that's on All 4 at the moment called A Dark Song. If you're in the UK, it's on All 4, and if you like horror, supernatural type films, then I highly recommend it. It's a very dark film. It was made a few years ago, but it's a fantastic story and it's fantastically well done. And there's a big thing at the end of the film, which is just it left me speechless when I first saw it. But yeah, A Dark Song. Yeah, the IKEA shelves, Megan. They're what they call in the Kallax range. So they do all different sizes. I've got one in the lounge, which is like it's a square, so it's a 2x2 square, and I use that for my stereo with my record collection because the records fit in them in the squares perfectly. So yeah, I use one in the lounge, and then we decided that we had a couple of the IKEA bookcases here in the bedroom at the side of the bed. But let me see if I can turn the camera around. I'll just give you a quick view. Let me put a light on. So I don't know whether this is gonna. You're gonna see this. Oh yeah, I should be able to. So yeah, there you go. There's the 2 units. So let me turn this light off again. Yeah, so like I say, we had we had two of the big what they call Billy bookcases, but they just weren't right for the bedroom. And Pam had seen our daughter. She's got a series of the Kallax. She's built like her own sort of display wall, and she's got a desk attached to it as well that she does uses for painting. So we decided that we'd go for the 2x4 Kallax units, and we bought a couple there last week. I think it was Wednesday last week, and yeah, they're spot on actually. They're really sturdy as well, which is great. And we got 4 of the little boxes for each side, the little like linen box, and they fold out and you slide them in and out, so they act as like a storage drawer type thing. And yeah, ideal little things really. Yeah, Megan. It's very tempting to put more and more fines into them, but I'm not going to because she'll kill me. Sand Scratcher Bry, hello. From Dark Scarbados. Megs, it's Megan. It's set in the modern day. Is a dark song. Let me tell you when it's from. Yeah, it's from 2016. It's classed as a Google's telling me that it's classed as a drama stroke fantasy film. I'll read you the little blurb here. It says a young woman and a damaged occultist risk their souls to perform a ritual, and I'm going to leave it at that. I wouldn't say if you're going to watch it, if you like horror, drama, fantasy, that kind of thing, then certainly watch it. Young Kyle, I'll say this, young Kyle, it's certainly not a film for you. Okay, it's I'd say it's for 18 years and upwards. It's for adults. Although that meant nothing to me when I was younger. I watched horror films left, right, and centre. But this is really very much a film for adults. It's got some very strong adult content in it. But yeah, it's very good. Don't look it up. Don't read about it or anything like that. Don't see any spoilers because you will spoil it for yourself. But yeah, it's a fantastic film. I absolutely adore it. And it's such an ending. It's well, I won't say anymore. Yeah, it is a British film. Yeah, directed by Liam Gavin, and he wrote the screenplay as well. So yeah, it's very good. So that's what I've been watching this week, anyway, along with a few other bits of nonsense on I don't watch terrestrial TV. I have an Amazon Fire Stick and I have Amazon Prime, so I watch TV shows and the odd film here and there. And I've just, like I say, I've just signed up on all 4, and I'm watching a few films on all 4 at the moment as well. So yeah, this and that. Yeah, it would be a change from from Call the Midwife, Megs. Now then, Dave, Fluffy Smudge is here. I keep doing this as well. Me and my daughter keep doing this. Corona. My daughter was doing it. She was doing it while we were out in shopping on Saturday. We were out in Clydebank shopping. My daughter's a card. Let's put it that way. She's a lunatic. Oh, crikey, look, 15 people watching. Yeah, my daughter's she's very much like me for a sense of humor. She's got quite a dark sense of humor, I must admit. And she can see the funny side in the worst situations, which is, which is kind of a good thing, really, sometimes. Oh, young Kyle's got 106 subscribers. Well, very well done, young Kyle. You're doing very well. I do like your little videos. If I could say one thing to you, Kyle, make your videos a little bit longer if you can. Try and maybe stretch them out and stretch them out maybe to about 5 minutes, and then see how you go. And what I learned was to film everything. So you film your digging, you film your item when you find it still in the wall, and then you dig the item out and you can show the item and you can clean the item and you can talk about the item. Yeah, just try and make more of a story to your video. And it's all a learning process anyway, Kyle. So I've just got some new editing software that I'm playing with at the moment, but it's got some fantastic features. So yeah, it's a great piece of kit, I must admit. Stephen Banicki. Hello, Stephen. Stephen, I dig but can't find no gingers. Been searching for 4 years. Yeah, it's one of them things, Stephen. Some places, some people find dozens of them. Other people can dig, like you, can dig for years and never find one. I only dug properly for over the course of about a year, and I only ever found two ginger beers in that time. So. No glasses. Yeah, I do actually have them here at the minute, actually, Meg. I really should put them on for reading, because you've made me feel guilty now about not having my glasses on. But yeah, I really should have them on for reading, as you're all quite aware. As my vision starts to fade in my old age, it's not that bad. It's just on the smaller writing, and usually computer screen. They make a big difference with the computer screen, I must admit. I'll just give these a quick clean. There we go. No, I've not sat on them, not yet anyway. I'm actually thinking about getting my prescription from the opticians and sending for a pair of those. We can get, there's companies here our websites that sell prescription glasses quite cheap, sort of £10, delivered to your door. And I'm wondering if I should maybe get an extra pair of these, because when I lost them last time, because we live on what they call benefits here in the UK, then my glasses are paid for. I get a pair of glasses every year paid for by the government, but I only get one pair. You get what they call a voucher, and that entitles you to one pair of glasses with prescription lens. And yeah, so I'm thinking I should get the optician sells glasses, obviously, but they tend to be very expensive. I can't understand why. It's usually, I'm sure it's to do with the frames. The lenses are for nothing by all accounts, but I think it's like the frames, and they're all brand name frames like Ray-Bans, and yeah, I could care less about most brand names, to be perfectly honest with you. And I certainly don't want to be paying £60 or £70 for a pair of glasses, because I just can't afford it. But yeah, these websites, they sell you a pair of frames with prescription lenses in them. You just send them the prescription, and you order the size of glasses that you want, and yeah, they cut them and ship them to your door, and that's that for sort of 10 £10, I think, is about the cheapest. And I don't need anything fancy. They're just for reading glasses, really, more than anything. I could care what they look like. When you choose these in the optician, you get a choice of, I think there's about a choice of 4 different frames, and I just picked up the first one that I saw, and that was that. I never even thought about what they looked like, because, like I say, it really doesn't matter to me. Sun Scratcher Bri, get my gigs from Pun Shop. Got them all over house. Do you know what, Sun Scratcher Bri? I did buy a pair of cheap reading glasses, but they were actually hurting my eyes, and I just couldn't use them. And again, they were only, I think I bought them from Semichem. I think they were about £1.50, maybe something like that. And yeah, I just couldn't use them. They were just hurting my eyes. So whereas the prescriptions, I can sit with these on. Usually, if I'm sat on the computer, or if I'm sat gaming as well, I use them when I'm gaming on the computer. Yeah, I can sit all night with them, and my eyes don't hurt. So yeah. Yeah, no, Carl. If you once you've had your eyes tested and they've figured out what they call your prescription, what sort of lens you need, or strength of lens you need, and once that prescription is there, then you can just ask the optician for the prescription, and you can take it to wherever you want to get your glasses from, basically. Fluffy Smudge just had to pay out nearly £200 for new glasses today. Distance and readers. Yeah, indeed, it is a bummer, I must admit. Like I say, whether you want to call it lucky or not, like I say, we because of Pam's disability, then I'm her carer, and the majority of the money that we receive is from the government. So we don't get a lot, basically. So we have to make do with what we get, and we both get a prescription once a year for one pair of glasses, and yeah, it works out okay for us. So we can't argue, really. Lee Carey, I've got 2 pair of glasses with 1 arm on each. My 4-year-old autistic son thinks they're Mr. Potato Head glasses and bends them. Oh dear. Oh dear. Hey, do you remember when we were kids? We used to get Mr. Potato Head, but we used to get it ended up where, in essence, we didn't have much money when we were kids. But you would get the little pairs of glasses and the ears and stuff, and then you would get an actual potato and stick those onto the potato. Buick McCain, the name of the 2016 movie that I was talking about, it's called A Dark Song. It's a British-made film. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Fluffy Smudge. Yeah, I don't see that there's any issue in living off the state. There are people, that genuinely need to live like that, and we're in that situation. Pam has her disability issues, which means that occasionally she has a fall here and there, and I have to be there to make sure that she doesn't, or if she does injure herself, I can't be at work, sort of thing, and I wouldn't expect that I would last long in a job if I had to come home every time my wife phoned me because she'd fallen over and hurt herself, or she'd had an accident at home or anything like that. And I couldn't live with myself if I left her alone to have an accident. So yeah, I know, Megs. I worked for many years. I did a lot of jobs, and I worked very hard in a lot of jobs, and like Fluffy Smudger says, you know, we here in the UK, I think you have a similar thing in Australia with your health system, in that that we pay in to we pay what we call a national insurance, comes out of our wages, and it's paid automatically from the wage that you earn, and it goes to like a big government pot, and they use that pot to fund hospitals and fund treatments, and it just means that if you're working, or you have worked in it, or if you're a British citizen, in effect, or a UK citizen. Let me say UK citizen rather than British. It's not a very PC word, British, for some reason, but yeah, if you're a UK citizen, then you're literally entitled to free medicine and free hospital, for want of a better phrase, and it's a fantastic system. It really is. It does get put on at times, and it is difficult. I would imagine I know it's difficult for a lot of the nurses and doctors that work in the system, but I think a lot of them do it because they love what they do, and yeah, I've a lot of respect for the National Health Service. That's what it's called here in the UK, the National Health Service. So yeah, I have a lot of respect for them. When I cut my finger on the beach on the glass bottle that I picked up one day, had to go into hospital, and yeah, I went down to one hospital, had an X-ray, and they said yes, there's glass in there, and they set me up to go to the hospital the next day. And yeah, basically I had an operation the very next day to remove the glass that was in my finger. And I think there's seldom few places in the world. I know there are places in Europe, other places in Europe that have the same sort of system. So yeah, it's like I say, it can be difficult sometimes for the health service. They do get put upon by people that really should know better, wasting their time. But yeah, it is what it is. They don't turn anybody away. But yeah, there you go. I won't go too far into the National Health Service. And all right, okay. So Meg says it's the same in Australia. When you work here, you must pay for private health cover as well, and it's expensive. Yeah, like I say, it's a shame. I know. I was on a website on a chat forum there the other day, and somebody posted it. Now, this is somebody in America posted a picture of it was a packet of tablets, and there was about maybe 15 tablets in the packet, and they were cancer medication. And they said that that one packet of cancer medication, that about 15 tablets, was cost $12,000, which is just absolutely insane. And it certainly seems in America, now I'll say this, it certainly seems that for America, that if you can't afford health insurance, then you've no option but to die, basically. And that's terrible. And nobody should have to live like that anywhere in the world. I know, unfortunately, you know, people do have to live like that, but yeah, thankfully here in the UK we don't. I mean, you've only to put that into context about Pam's cancer treatment that she had there last year for her cancer, and yeah, I mean, the way we live, we wouldn't be able to afford health insurance. And we wouldn't have been able to afford the treatment for Pam. It's as simple as that. So yeah, it is really sad in America, and I know some people in America are trying to change that, but I think it's going to be a long process and a long road for them to change that. But hey, that's the way it is. I know in the Republic of Ireland, they have the same thing there. It's all insurance based. So you pay an insurance policy, and then when you're ill, you claim on that insurance policy. It's the same as what they use in America. But yeah, like I say, thank goodness for the National Health Service, because we'd all be up the creek without a paddle without it. here in the UK anyway. Excuse me, look at that. We're 40 minutes in here now. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, so yeah, I've not a lot else I can tell you for this week, to be perfectly honest with you. Like I say, I'm going to try and get out on the farm if the rain dies off just for a short while, and we'll see if we can't get a bit of a dig started on the farm dump. And yeah. Anything that's bothering anybody else this week, anyway? That yeah, Fluffy Smudge, Blood Beach. That was the one. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Sorry, again, I'm looking back through the through the comments. Yeah, when I cut my finger, I called it Blood Beach. Barry, have I lost weight lately? Barry, I've not weighed myself lately, I must admit. I must. I'll probably jump on the scales tonight, but I haven't weighed myself lately. Young Kyle, how is Pam? Yeah, she's okay at the minute. Thank you, young Kyle. Young Dave, Fluffy Smudge, got to go to bed now as I'm in work today. Although with all the panic buying, I won't have much to reduce. Lol. You do the reductions, do you? You get those weirdos stood over your shoulder waiting for you to put the stuff on the shelf. Isn't that desperate? Desperate, it really is. I don't mind a bargain myself. You know, I'm quite. I've bought stuff off the reduced shelf, but I'm not a hoverer. I don't hover and wait for you to stand like 3 feet away staring as you're pricing thing, writing down the price on the sticker and putting it on and then putting it on the shelf. Yeah, I'm not one of those. I'll if I see it in passing, I'll buy it. But there's some strange people, isn't there? I tell you. The whoops shelf. Hey, cream cakes. Yeah, I must admit. Oh God, there's not like a cream cake. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Again, it's crazy what people will argue and fight over. I mean, as we've just seen the other day in Australia, people physically fighting over toilet rolls. It's insane. But yeah, fighting over cream cakes is a good one. Oh dear. Yeah, it looks like Steve's not here today, doesn't it? Yeah, he's not on the ball at this one. Unless he's down a hole bottle digging. So Lee Kerry, we play guess the real price as we peel the labels off. I must admit, what we tend to do when we go shopping is we tend to shop at different places at different supermarkets, and we buy items that are on offer. So here in the UK, a supermarket might have an item on offer one week, and then another supermarket will have the same item on offer. So what we'll tend to do is we'll go to one supermarket one week and we'll buy this item there and this item and this item. The next week we'll buy this item and blah blah blah. So we're chopping and changing where we go, basically, to suit our budget, which is what I think what everybody does, really. Yes, good night, Fluffy Smudge. yeah, it makes sense just to shop around basically, and because often you can find the same item cheaper at a competitor's store, and yeah, like I say, we do that on a regular basis. One of the common things here, we have the spread for putting on bread. So we have things like clover spread. So one week Tesco will have it at £1 for 500 grams, and the next week Asda will have it at £1 for 500 grams, and Tesco's goes up to £1.50. Like I say, it's just shopping around really more than anything. Tony Doyle, hello, how are you, sir? Clover spread. It's not that interesting. It's quite nice actually. It's I can't remember what. I don't think it's butter. I think it's like it's a butter-like spread. Clover spread. Clover original 500 grams. Yeah, it's currently £1 at Tesco. Clover is a brand of margarine sold in the UK, produced by the group Dairy Crest. It resembles butter, but is easier to spread when cold. It's made from ingredients including vegetable fat and buttermilk. The brand was launched in 1983 and is claimed to be worth £81 million at retail value. There you go. That's Clover. Yeah, it's like a margarine. We have lots of them, lots of different variations of that sort of thing. It's nobody calls it margarine anymore. It's called spread now. we've all gone up in class since the 1970s. So do we bin much food or never? Not a great deal, no. So a couple of days ago we had a pasta bolognese, but there was enough bolognese for the next day. So it didn't get thrown out. It got eaten the second day. So, and again, we'll make a stew, like maybe like a beef stew every now and again. And essentially, we put carrots and potatoes and beef in a big pot, and we cook it up and get a lovely thick gravy off it. And we'll have it one day, and then on that same day, we'll add extra potatoes to it for the next day. And then it starts to break down. It's more like a can't remember the name, more like a hash type of stew, quite sort of thick, heavy stew. Really nice with a piece of crusty bread with butter smothered on it. It's really good. But no, we don't throw a lot of food out. We don't buy a lot of food basically. So. Lee Carey, I used to work at Presto in the mid-80s, and the food that got binned was unreal. Yeah, I know. Again, I see people in America. I see YouTubers in America, and they do dumpster diving, and it's amazing the amount of perfectly edible food that those guys are lifting out of the dumpsters, amongst other things. Things like video games, that kind of thing as well. Lots. America seems one of those places that seems awfully wasteful, and yet you've so many people that are in need of food and could make use of items that are simply just thrown in the dumpster, and that's that. I don't get how you can have a country like that that's just so wasteful. Meg says they should give it to the food banks. Yeah, indeed. I know one or two of the bigger supermarkets here in the UK are looking to donate some of the food that they would otherwise throw out into the bins, to donate it to food banks. They call them food banks here in the UK, where it's then redistributed to people that need it, basically. Dumpster diving is one of those things that that we can't do here in the UK. It's actually illegal. You can be arrested and prosecuted for trespass and theft, believe it or not. But yeah, it's a terrible shame. Yeah, look at Skid Row. Yeah, indeed, Megan. It is a terrible place, and you know, some people, all the difference can be a good meal for them. But again, unfortunately, like I say, America seems to be about number one, and that's it. You know, it's all about people only seem to only think about themselves. I won't say all Americans, because not all Americans are like that. I know they're not. But yeah, it seems a little unfortunate that so many people should be left to die, basically, or left to struggle when there's so much food that can be freely distributed to those people. And again, I know some of the dumpster divers will actually donate the stuff that they find, the foods that they find, to food banks. So some of it does get distributed to the poorer sections of society. But yeah, we're having an interesting political one tonight, aren't we? Don't normally do politics, but you know what? When certain subjects come up, I don't mind speaking about them. So. Yeah, yeah, bin diving. So it used to be that you could go to the back of a supermarket and you could open the bin lid and you could take stuff out of it. But for whatever reason, a lot of supermarkets now, they have fences around their delivery areas. I think primarily it's to stop theft or attempted theft from the loading bays. So all the loading areas around the back of the store is all fenced off now, and they're all gated and locked. So if you climb over the fence and go into the bins, then usually the case is that a couple of people have been arrested for trespassing. And then for theft, because just because something's in a bin doesn't mean to say that it doesn't belong to someone. There's a law here in the UK that says that if you find something in a bin, if you can find who put that item in the bin and ask them if you can have that item, then as long as they say you can have it, then it's legal for you to take it. But again, there are and yeah, lots of CCTV to catch you out as well. So yeah, so it's. Say it's just the way of the world, unfortunately, or the way of the UK anyway. And like I say, it's a shame, but hopefully some of the bigger supermarkets will get on the case and maybe start donating some of this food rather than just throwing it out. But sometimes there are occasions where they have to throw food out as well. You know, let's not be having a go at the supermarkets. So in some cases, you know, that something might be some food might have been tainted, or it might have been recalled for safety reasons, and it has to be thrown out for those reasons as well. So there are also obviously reasons why food sometimes is thrown away. So yeah, Lee Kerry, I'm the same. I can't walk past a skip without sticking my nose in and seeing what's in there. I think I've said it before. I've had lifted things out of skips, you know, in passing, and things that I thought I could make use of. And yeah, I would rather make use of something than it go into landfill. So yeah. Right, 55 minutes. We've got 5 minutes left, and then I'm going to call it an evening. And yeah, I hope everybody's had a good week anyway. I know Megs has had a good week because she's got that lovely weather over there. I'd kill for a bit of that sunshine and that sea to swim in, Megs. I must admit, it looks absolutely gorgeous there. So you're very, very lucky. Excuse me, very dry throat today. It's cold today, only 22. Oh, that must be terrible. I think, let's see, temperature. Helensburgh temperature. At the minute, it's 5 degrees centigrade here in Helensburgh, and a 6 mile per hour wind, and it's pouring down with rain. Oh dear. Yes, good night, Lee. I'll see you on the next one, buddy. Tony found a really nice chemistry bottle the other day. Oh, very nice, Tony. I know you and Wolf Spirit have found some lovely Leeds bottles in the past. From I think didn't one of you find one of you or both of you found bottles from one of the hospitals in Leeds, if I remember right. One of you or both of you found bottles from one of the hospitals in Leeds, if I remember right. Right, well, time ticks on. That's it from LGI. Yes. For anybody that doesn't know, there's 2 main hospitals in Leeds. There's one called St James's Hospital, and there's one called the LGI. And LGI stands for Leeds General Infirmary. And yeah, they're both. I was born in St James's Hospital. It's commonly referred to as Jimmy's. But yeah, I was born at St James's Hospital in Leeds. If you're from Leeds, you were born in one of the two. It's either LGI or I think most of us were born at Jimmy's, I think. Meg says there was an old video of Leeds on YouTube from 1904 going to the fair. It was great. Yeah, do you know what, Megs? The first moving footage, I do believe, was shot in Leeds, and it was on one of the bridges over the River Aire. First moving film. Yeah, indeed. It was it was a chap called, well, actually, no, I tell a lie. It was actually shot, I believe, at Roundhay Park in Leeds by a gentleman called Louis Le Prince. So the question is, who made the first film? Question mark. The Lumiere brothers and Thomas Edison are usually credited with pioneering the moving image. However, a new documentary argues that the first film was actually shot in Leeds in 1888, but that its maker disappeared before he could claim his place in cinema history. Louis Le Prince, look him up. Yeah, it was shot in a garden, I believe, in Roundhay. Yeah, the claim dates back more than 125 years to the 14th of October 1888, when a family gathered in the garden in the Leeds suburb of Roundhay. And I used to live in Roundhay, actually, or just down the road from Roundhay. But yeah, Louis Le Prince is his name. Look him up. Fascinating guy. And like I say, there is some more footage of one of the bridges over Leeds. Yeah. Yeah, I believe that's Louis Le Prince as well. Yeah. Traffic crossing Leeds Bridge, 1888. Look that one up as well. That's on YouTube. And the bridge that they're crossing, I used to cross to go to work when I worked in Leeds as well. Fascinating, eh? And the bridge is still there today as well. Right, boys and girls, I am going to. We've just hit an hour's mark there, so that'll do as well for this evening. Look, 10 watching and 8 thumbs up this way. We're going down. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you. I hope that's been interesting this week, and I hopefully we can get out this coming week and get something done. But we'll see. We'll see what the weather brings us, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. All right, thank you everybody for coming along, and I will see you next time. All right, bye for now.